Hello.
Yes, Rajeshwari, please go ahead.
Yes, by mistake, I think you have ended everything.
Mm.
I have given the review on the Amazon, yet to connect with him. I really found this book helpful. Uh, Thought is good, but pondering on that thought again and again, that somewhere create a chaos in the mind. Some of the chapters are very beautiful of this, uh, like the sources of the goal, inspired and aspirational, then unconditional love, and some others are. And at the last of the chapter, we have so many other exercises also, how to stop the thought and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yet to work on that, I have read in a haste, but once again, I will go through it. The last exercises. That is also really very. And I would recommend this book to others also because in day-to-day life, it goes through so many of the uh, thoughts in our mind, and somewhere, if we believe on that, it also create challenges. So for me, while reading this book, I really felt good. Some of the challenges that I was having with, uh, I have already told that when I read this chapter, Unconditional Love, it really made me think that some of the time what happened when the demands that I put on my husband and he don't fulfill that at that time, I feel that he's not loving me. So that chapter really helped me to think, no, it's not like that. If I'm loving someone, that should be unconditional. I must not put condition on that love. And the sources of the goal, inspired and aspirational. So which of the goal uplifts me? So that helped me. Uh, so- and then the last chapter now, what I see after reading this, what I will do. So I'm feeling that each and every person, by the nature or by the universal power, we have been given all the. I have been given all the powers is within me only. It, it's just me to realize, yes, I'm powerful, I'm successful, and from that point, I have to take the action. एक बहुत ही कुछ दिन पहले मैंने एक इंस्टा पे ही रील देखा था कि हम लोग जब ट्रेन से ट्रेवल करते हैं या फ्लाइट से जब ट्रेवल करते हैं तो ड्राइवर पर कितना फेथ होता है कि वो हमें डेस्टिनेशन पे पहुंचा देगा और जो भगवान है जो ईश्वर है जो इस यूनिवर्स को चला रहा है और हम उस पे डाउट रखते हैं तो ये चीज मेरे को बहुत अंदर तक हिला दिया मतलब ये रील देखने के बाद कि कितनी अच्छी बात कही गई है कि इस यूनिवर्स को चलाने वाले पे ही हम मैं शक कर रही हूँ तो एकदम पर्सपेक्टिव मेरा चेंज हो गया आई एम अलाइन विद द यूनिवर्सल पावर दैट ही विल टेक मी टू द राइट पाथ एंड इज टेकिंग मी आल्सो इट्स जस्ट मी टू एंजॉय लव एंड रिलैक्स जो कि मैं कभी कभी नहीं करती बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर पुट करती हूँ तो वो चीजें पे मैं कमांड कर रही हूँ हाउ टू एंजॉय रिलैक्स दैट्स ऑल दैट आई वांटेड टू से
Wonderful. Yes, Manish.
Yeah, good morning, all. See, it was a nice book, and if I align that with my own learning of life and my own journey of life, I feel that sometimes, I become more, let's say, indecisive, or I go into some kind of fear or some doubt because I focus too much on the material things sometimes. But I realized that one should never, or like I'll say not one, I should never focus on material possessions, because what happen is that when you focus on material positions, you somehow deviate from the ethical part of life, your own values of life and things like that. So what I'm doing now is I don't focus on material positions, money, or too many things. I just focus on my work. yes, if I'm doing my work and if I'm doing that in an ethical way and my own values of life, I feel more confident and I feel more passionate about doing my work. And if I do that consistently, then anyway, I'll get the money I need to live a good life, and beyond a limit, money doesn't have a value. It only makes you more worried about managing your money. So what I'm doing now is I'm focusing on uh, doing my work, and in ethical way and in a very disciplined manner, and don't focus on too much on the money part, on the possessions part, because that thing what happen is, it deviates you from your main path of life. And in that way I'm finding it more, I find myself more decision oriented and out of fear. And I focus more on the spiritual part of life, because I feel that that is more essential to achieve your main goal of life. And we should always learn from nature that a tree, it grows consistently. We don't see that growing every day, but it is growing, right? And in the lifetime it grows fully. So same way, if I line that with a human life, we see that if I'm making a consistent effort on a daily basis, not rushing too much and not really worrying about things, I can easily get through life in a proper way. I can become I need to in my life. Those principles, and finding that very helpful. Thank you.
Very interesting. Yes, Nilesh, आपको क्या मिला इस किताब को पढ़ने से?
Yeah, already I have discussed about this, that we must focus on our present moment only. If we wander on the past or the future, it is unfruitful. And if we focus on present, that is fruitful only. So I am doing that. I have learned from this book.
Beautiful. Yeah. Like I always say that अगर आप किसी की इस किताब को recommend करना है, तो आप उनको क्या ऐसे 3 points बताएंगे, such that when you're saying that, the other person can see that it actually happened in your life as well. So, what are those 3 points that you're going to share with anybody that you have actually implemented in your life as well, and you can see the difference?
And that is one thing. And second thing is unconditional love. When we love someone, we should not expect in reward anything.
Mhm. So I'm giving you a trick today. Okay. Or follow me, what I'm saying. Trick. If you really want to become someone very special in someone's life, अगर आपको किसी और एक की जिंदगी में एक स्पेशल व्यक्ति बनना है, स्पेशल पर्सन बनना है, every discussion or everything that you're recommending to that person, I'm talking recommending. Okay, I'm not talking about advice or suggestion. You're recommending. So observe, there's a difference between suggestion, there's a difference between uh, advice, and there's a difference between recommendation. 3 वर्ड है, ठीक है, 3 वर्ड का मीनिंग अलग अलग है. The first thing is, so you observe that जब आप सजेशन देते हो, it is just considered as a suggestion. जब आप एडवाइस देते हो, it is equally considered as an advice. लोगों को पता चलता है कि ये एडवाइस दे रहा है, सजेशन नहीं दे रहा. और तीसरा जो होता है वो होता है रिकमेंडेशन. एंड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, रिकमेंडेशन is backed by facts. Recommendation is backed by facts. So कोई भी अपॉर्चुनिटी जब आपके पास फैक्ट मतलब डेटा, नंबर्स. So when someone asks you anything और उसके जवाब में जब आप उसको जवाब देते हो, observe yourself, what are you doing? Are you giving him a suggestion? Are you giving him an advice? Or you're giving him a recommendation? Now recommendation will always come with a data. So what I'm suggesting that if you want to become a very special person for the other person, then you recommend. And when you recommend it with 3 solid points. आपके पास 3 ऐसे solid point होना चाहिए जो आपको already benefit मिल चुका है, and that other person can see that benefit in you. Okay, so minimum 3. It can go beyond 3 also. It can be 5, but anyway, it has to be an odd number, not an even number. But minimum 3. आपके पास 3 supporting points होना चाहिए. And you can apply this trick in every sphere of your life. यहाँ तक कि आप अपने जॉब में भी इसको अप्लाई कर सकते हो, आप अपने कॉलीग के साथ इंटरेक्शन में अप्लाई कर सकते हो, आप अपने फैमिली मेंबर के साथ इंटरेक्शन में अप्लाई कर सकते हो. If you're a teacher, you can apply it in your interaction with your students. If you're a mother, if you're a father, you can apply this with your children. If you're a husband, you can apply it with your wife. If you're a wife, you're a husband, apply it with your husband. Become a person who is recommending, not just giving an advice or not just giving a suggestion. The only lacking thing is, the only but thing is, when you're recommending something, it has to support, it has to have support of the data points. I have been there, I have done this, and ये मुझे result मिला है, and that is why I'm recommending. And recommendation is the most powerful way of putting things forward. जब आप recommend करते हो ना, आप एक responsibility के साथ recommend करो, because now you have proof that you can show. मेरे पास है दिखाने के लिए, and the other person can see it as well. उसको दिखना भी चाहिए. Interesting?
Okay.
Now with this new thought, with this new awareness, what do you see possible for yourself?
Yes. Yes. Pardon, Pinaki ji.
Now with this new awareness, what do you see possible for yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I will collect the data to recommend anything. Yes.
Good. See, this is something probably you have done many times, but आपने notice नहीं किया. So observe कि जब भी आपने किसी को कुछ बोला, उसने जब किया होगा, you have recommended that with proof. और जब भी आपने किसी को कुछ करने के लिए बोला और उसने नहीं किया, तो chances are high कि आप उनको सिर्फ एक सजेशन या एडवाइस दे रहे हो, लेकिन उसका कोई प्रूफ नहीं है आपके पास. आप रिकमेंड नहीं कर,
Yes.
है ना. कभी कभी दैट रिकमेंडेशन कैन बी इवन go at take can be taken to a next level, जहाँ पे हम बोलते हैं I strongly recommend, I strongly recommend you do this. So all these things, they all start with a thought कि आपको किसी ने कुछ सवाल पूछा, और जो भी उसका आप जवाब दे रहे हो, that जवाब is an outcome of the thinking that is going behind that thought.
Okay. I have got it.
है ना. So this is one way of looking at it. I'm not saying that this is the only way of looking at it. So whatever I'm sharing from my own experiences. है ना? अब देखिए मैंने कैसे इसको पोजीशन किया। आई मैंने मैंने आपको 3 पॉइंट्स भी दिए ना। मैं जब आपको कह रहा हूँ कि जब आप रिकमेंड करोगे तो उसके पीछे 3 डेटा पॉइंट्स होना चाहिए। तो मैंने आपको 3 डेटा पॉइंट्स दे भी दिए साथ साथ। पहला डेटा पॉइंट क्या दिया? बोला कि इट कैन बी अ सजेशन। दूसरा डेटा पॉइंट क्या दिया? इट कैन बी एन एडवाइस। तीसरा डेटा पॉइंट क्या दिया? रिकमेंडेशन क्या है? Do you notice that I applied the same thing? So observe. और रिकमेंडेशन देने से पहले आप ये भी ऑब्जर्व करो कि जिसको आप रिकमेंड कर रहे हो वो सुनने के लिए तैयार है कि क्योंकि अगर बंदा सुनने के लिए तैयार होगा तो आप जब उसको रिकमेंड करेंगे यू कैन आस्क दैट पर्सन कि मैंने क्या बोला एंड इफ दैट पर्सन कैन कनेक्ट द डॉट्स तो आपको बताएगा आपने क्या बोला। है ना? Observe what is going on in your head right now. That is the thinking part. I only gave you a thought. The difference between suggestion, advice, and recommendation. So be someone who is good at recommending. Otherwise, probably you don't need to say anything. आपको ना advice देना है ना suggestion. If you are in a state where you can recommend somebody, that's the best opportunity to open up for speak up. Otherwise, just don't speak. ठीक है? ये भी एक और thought मैं आपको दे रहा हूँ. And whatever you're thinking, following this thought, that is going to decide that how you can become a better version of yourself. Yes, Sakshi. Sakshi, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, Pinaki ji, you are saying very right. And the same thing I typed in the chat box that our behavior reflects that thing. हम किसी को कुछ भी सजेस्ट एडवाइस या रिकमेंड करते रहे until and unless they observe that thing in our behavior तो लोग उस पे बिलीव नहीं कर पाएंगे. फेथ तभी जनरेट होता है. मीन सपोज पिनाकी इज सेइंग समथिंग सपोज इन द ग्रुप. अगर हमको लगता है कि हाँ वी कैन ऑब्जर्व दैट थिंग इन द बिहेवियर ऑफ पिनाकी इटसेल्फ देन ओनली वी कैन रिलाई ऑन दैट. क्योंकि तीनों ही चीजों में मुझे लगता है फेथ का बहुत ज्यादा रोल है.
Faith is that part which works when you're recommending somebody. Recommendation will always come with data, and since it is supported with data, that will automatically generate the faith. क्योंकि अब आपके सामने है कुछ दिखाने के लिए. It's not just कि मैं कुछ एडवाइस कर रहा हूँ कुछ सजेशन दे रहा हूँ.
बट मुझे लगता है देयर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स व्हिच वी कैन नॉट शो थ्रू डेटा.
हाँ,
बट
फिर वो
बिहेवियर इज द
रिकमेंडेशन
थिंग
नहीं.
दैट. यस.
फिर वो रिकमेंडेशन नहीं रहेगा. Recommendation will always come with supporting data. Like for example, if you say that the color of this ball is red, so now you can show 3 other objects which are also red in color. आप बोलोगे इसका क्या कलर है? बोलो रेड. इसका क्या कलर? रेड. इसका कलर. अब बॉल का क्या कलर है? बोला हाँ बॉल का कलर भी सेम ही है. So now I agree that it is red. That is recommendation, that you get a red ball. क्योंकि मेरे पास प्रूफ है दिखाने के लिए कि रेड कलर कैसा होता है. आप इमेजिन यू आर हैविंग अ ग्रीन बॉल इन योर हैंड एंड यू आर टेलिंग दैट ये कलर ये रेड है, ये रेड है, ये रेड है. अब अपने बॉल को भी आप दिखा के बोलो देखो ये भी रेड है ना. नाउ दैट पर्सन इज कंफ्यूज, ही कैन नॉट कनेक्ट. तो फेथ कहाँ से आएगा? वो बोलेगा ये डॉट्स कनेक्ट ही नहीं कर रहे. So showing that green ball is like that suggestion or advice. मुझे लगता है इस बॉल से काम हो जाएगा क्योंकि आपने 3 रेड बॉल देखा ही नहीं. आपने देखा भी नहीं कि बॉल का साइज क्या है, शेप क्या है, कलर क्या है. This is the difference between suggestion, advice, and recommendation. Recommendation always comes with a responsibility. You have been there, you have gone through that experience, and now you're sharing from that experience and others can see. So my suggestion is that even if you want to talk about this book or if you want to write to the author about this book, you make sure आपके पास कम से कम 3 solid data points होना चाहिए जहाँ पे आप ऑथर को जब बोल, आई रिकमेंड everybody to read this book when you're even writing a message on Amazon, या उनको आप डायरेक्टली मेल भेज रहे हो. इनफैक्ट उनको मेल भेजना आपका मेरा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है बिकॉज that person whatever he has written in that book has transformed you and me. If you have become a better version of yourself by just reading this book and applying some of the information which is there, it is my responsibility to write back to the author. ये मेरे फर्ज में आता है. So and when I'm writing that, then I'm supporting my points, my writing with 3 definite points. These are the 3 points because of which I would suggest somebody to read the book. You got it, Sakshi? It can like
Yeah,
connect the
I
dots.
got it.
Faith, faith
I will
आएगा
be
जब
careful
आप
in
recommend.
writing.
हाँ तो faith तभी आएगा जब आप recommend कर रहे हो. Otherwise faith आने का chances कम है. Thank you. Yes, Debbie, come back with us. So what did you observe during this silence?
Yes, Pinaki. Hi, everyone. So I'm back. And first and foremost, my heart full of gratitude for you. Thank you very much for uh, guiding me towards this activity. So, and the one most important realization. So I've attained this level about 10 years back, and I didn't realize, but now after almost about 10 years, I'm realizing something new. So today is a new step I have learned that. So when I got into that state, something flashed in front of me. I mean, in the sense, yeah, so it was a thought, like a very brief thought that came to me. It was again a very beautiful feeling. And I actually made effort somewhere to think that now after, so 10 years back, I achieved this feeling. Then in between 6 years back, I was again back to being a very, very normal, mundane kind of a human being. And now again after 6 years, I've attained that feeling which I experienced 10 years back. So I thought ki what actually transitioned within me. Okay, so now going back to my own words, the sense of satisfaction and satiety. So, as Mangala ma'am said, that you were counting your blessings then. So then I focused, I came back to my blessings today again. So, definitely today also I'm counting my blessings, right? Which I could not do 6 years back because there was too much negativity. So, today, now again, the positive outweighs the negative, not in quantity but qualitatively. And the positive is the feeling of love.
So now my question is, did you observe that during this period from 7:20 onwards,
What did I observe? What is your, I didn't get your question.
from 7:20 p.m. onwards,
What did I observe?
what happened? Did you
No,
notice that you
that was
were,
just for a brief moment. That's for a brief moment, and I smiled. I smiled to myself.
yeah, so that is what I'm suggesting. That, see, when you're saying that it is possible to stay in that non-thinking state
Yes,
because you have already experienced it,
yes,
could
I
you be
could.
into that non-thinking state for a longer duration?
Of course not, because I was amidst, like, see, at
That is
that
that
point,
is that is the point. That is what the point is. Just
because
observe.
I wasn't. See, there were no noises. There were no like vivid noises around me. I was in a
even
state
even
of.
even that noise word is also a meaning attached to whatever happened.
So I was
That
in a
is that is
non-thinking
also
state,
thinking.
but not to that degree. I will put it this way.
I'm not talking
But
about degree. See, it is just a state. It's a yes no. It is not a degree. It is
yes,
not about zada ya kam. It is
yes,
just a
and the
yes and no.
feeling was beautiful, and the one most underlying feeling was the sense of satisfaction. I go one step deeper, where that feeling of satisfaction and contentment was coming from. So the base was love, the beautiful
Well,
four-letter
I'm
word.
not I'm not getting into that explanation. My only intention was to give you an idea that staying in a non-thinking state, staying in a non-thinking state is not possible forcefully.
Correct.
Non-thinking state is something which can happen on its own. You cannot get there thinking, because even then if you're doing it, that yes, now I am getting to the non-thinking state, you are actually thinking about it, that am I actually getting the non-thinking state, what the non-thinking state is all about.
Hmm.
So state of
It
non-thinking
happens. Yeah, you're
is a
right. You're
state
right.
which
I,
happens
it happens.
spontaneously. You cannot
It
get there
happens.
consciously.
Yes, yes, you're right. I understand where you're coming from. Yes, and I've experienced this is my experience. It happens. It has to. So
Never.
as I said, I'm blessed to have experienced this. Thanks to the divine. Thank you to the divine. I mean, my heart full of gratitude, and I thank the divine profusely for helping me, for taking me into that state. He took me, right?
So just observe this. This is what the point is, that non-thinking state is a state where you cannot go consciously.
Okay.
It happens automatically, because when it happens, you are in a non-thinking state, right? So how do you know that thinking is happening? How do you even know that you are in that non-thinking state? And so that time we are comparing that state with some previous
So
experiences.
do you know why it happens? I know why it happens. I've identified why it happens. Understood that you cannot. That is this is not
That
something
that is
that we can
yes,
achieve consciously.
that is again not a non-thinking state. That is a thinking state, that you're thinking about that state, you're comparing it with something.
But only for a brief moment, and then you get
Even
back to the so
even
the
if it is for a brief moment, non-thinking is a state which you cannot create consciously.
yes, 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 I agree with
That
you.
is the that is
You
the
slip into it, it's as beautiful as you slip into it, and that feeling of just
that's
slipping into it very easily is what makes it very beautiful. And it, according to me, and why I described it as attaining moksha or nirvana. I mean, you feel that way, you actually experience it. It's blissful.
yeah, this is the meaning that I'm attaching to it. That
Yes.
nirvana, that blissful moment or whatever. See, because as long as you can think about it, then it is not a non-thinking state. Non-thinking state is a state when you're actually experiencing peace, joy, love, fulfillment, and clarity. You are experiencing it automatically and you don't even notice that you are experiencing it. The moment you notice you are experiencing it, you are getting into that thinking zone.
Yes, yes, correct. And I can differentiate the two, situations. So when I'm in that non-thinking state, I don't even feel anything, any emotions. You're right. You're right. You're right. I don't feel any emotions. I am as good as neutral, when you say that I'm neutral towards a person, I'm neutral towards an event, I'm neutral towards a situation. What is the meaning of neutrality? You don't feel anything. You don't feel love. As I said, no positive thoughts also come to you. So now I go one step further in terms of feelings. No feelings come to you. You are just blank. You are just breathing, maybe. Like, you're just a body breathing body, if you want me to explain it in the most
You don't need
detailed.
to explain it. You don't need to explain it. Nobody
Yeah,
wanted an explanation from you.
yeah, I know you. You know what it is about, so yeah, I need not explain to you. I mean, for
So
the sake of
it
others,
is it is different for different, you know. So आपका जो एक्सपीरियंस हो रहा है, आपको लगता है कि सबके साथ ऐसा ही होना चाहिए when person get into non thinking state. ऐसा कुछ नहीं. Non thinking state is a non thinking state, period. I don't know what is happening at that point of time during those minutes, during those few moments. Because
can we?
non-thinking state is a state where there is no thinking is happening. So how can you compare it with the thinking state?
No, no, no. So I'm trying to think that can we compare it with sleep?
How can you?
Because sleep without dreams. Okay, some people get sleep, but there are dreams. So again, that you're going in the thinking state. But when it's a calm and peaceful sleep, and I've experienced what is a calm and peaceful sleep.
If
When I
you're
hold my
experiencing, if you have
yes,
experienced it, then how can
yes,
it be a non-thinking?
no, no, no. After coming back, I started thinking about it. Right after
Yes.
coming back,
So
after
the
coming
point
waking up.
is, the
Huh,
point is that non-thinking happens when your conscious mind is not working.
correct. I
Subconscious
think.
तो अपना काम कर ही रहा है. Subconscious पे
हाँ,
भी अपना
correct.
thoughts चल
Yeah.
रहा है. Even when you are sleeping, your subconscious working. It is making sure that every part of your body works. Everything around you. अगर आपको ठंड भी लग रहा है तो वही मैनेज कर रहा है. It knows how to create that warmth. थोड़ी देर के लिए वो
Hmm.
आपको कॉन्शियस को जगा देगा, बोले चादर उड़ा ले, cover yourself with a sheet of cloth, sheet of bed sheet, something like that. बोल मैसेज वो उस वक्त थोड़ी देर के लिए देता है, because only your conscious mind can take it up at that point of time, and again you go back to sleep. The subconscious mind भी thinking state में रहता है. The difference is that consciously you are not aware that you are thinking. That is why जब आप सोने जाते जब हम सोने जाते हैं, होता क्या है? We leave full control of ourselves to the subconscious mind with full faith कि हाँ, वो मुझे जगा देगा.
Yes.
तो आपका सबकॉन्शियस डिसाइड करता है कि वो आपको जगाएगा कि नहीं. So consciously you cannot get into a non thinking space. क्योंकि क्योंकि then you're comparing ना कि मैं actually I'm in a non thinking space or not.
It's spontaneous.
हाँ, it is spontaneous और इतना spontaneous है कि you can't even explain it. Because उस टाइम पे आपका थॉट काम ही नहीं कर रहा था ना. No thinking was there, so how do you know what was happening? You can make a guess, शायद ऐसा ही हो रहा हो. You got my point?
Yes. I'm trying to absorb.
कोई ट्राई वाई करने की जरूरत नहीं. Just let it.
So, are you trying to say that subconscious mind is always active? It can
नहीं.
never, it
Again
can never
entangled in
go.
thinking.
लेकिन
it-
ऐसा ही है ना, नहीं तो आपका बॉडी कैसे काम कर रहा
हाँ, okay. So basically, हाँ, जो basically, as you said, like cold, I mean the temperature around and all everything.
है.
So that the subconscious mind is absorbing all that.
हाँ,
If not the conscious mind, when you're in that state of non-thinking,
yes,
and the
yes,
conscious mind
yes,
is in the
yes.
state of non-thinking. Yes, yeah, that's right. I mean, I can hear noises also, right? Birds chirping,
हाँ,
of
होता है.
vehicles. हाँ, तो ये सब subconscious mind कर रहा है.
हाँ.
So
See,
we come back to the
I
conclusion that
say,
conscious mind goes into a non-thinking state, but the subconscious mind is continuously thinking alongside.
हाँ, उसको तो करना ही पड़ेगा, नहीं तो कैसे आपका बॉडी को चलाएगा. उसको पता है कि बॉडी के, जैसे आपका बॉडी
Yeah.
का जो हीलिंग होता है, कहीं पे कट हो
हाँ.
गया, वो कट का जो पेन है, वो पेन आपको तब तक है जब तक आप कॉन्शियस हो. जब आप सो जाते हो, वो पेन आप फील नहीं करते हो. ऐसा क्यों होता है? बट द पेन इज ऑटोमेटिकली गेटिंग हील्ड बाय द सबकॉन्शियस माइंड. उसको पता है कि उस पेन को हील करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा, कहाँ से इंग्रेडिएंट्स लाना पड़ेगा, कौन सी इंग्रेडिएंट्स को तैयार करना पड़ेगा, कैसे उसको ट्रांसपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा, उसी जगह पे पहुंचाना है जहाँ पे कट हुआ है. एंड देन यू स्टार्ट द रिपेयरिंग वर्क. एवरीथिंग हैपेंस एंड दिस प्रोसेस इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय योर सबकॉन्शियस माइंड. वहाँ पे आपका कॉन्शियस माइंड कुछ हेल्प नहीं कर सकता. आपका कॉन्शियस
So
माइंड खाली आपको बोलता है कि वहाँ पे दर्द है कि नहीं. But the repairing work is being taken care of by the subconscious mind.
subconscious mind. So I
उसका
want to ask
जितना
you.
उसका जितना थॉट्स है वो या थिंकिंग है, उस टाइम आपका सबकॉन्शियस माइंड ही कर रहा है, वो आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं है.
So whatever be the feeling that you're experiencing of at that point, all the work is being done at the subconscious level, the thinking, and the conscious
हाँ,
mind is as good as it is deadened, right?
हाँ, कॉन्शियस माइंड का काम एक्चुअली बहुत कम है हमारे लाइफ में. इट इज हार्डली 5%. 95% ऑफ द थिंकिंग इज कंसिडर्ड कंट्रोल्ड बाय द सबकॉन्शियस माइंड. वही सोच रहा है कि जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल व्हेन यू गेट एंग्री, तो इट हैज टू इंश्योर दैट योर हार्ट इज पंपिंग मोर ब्लड थ्रू आउट योर बॉडी. इट हैज टू इंश्योर दैट योर ब्रीदिंग is intense. नहीं तो you, in a angry state, if your body does not support you to stay there, you cannot, like it will be a disaster for you. That is why sometimes क्या होता है, लोग जब बहुत ज्यादा एक्साइटेड हो जाता है, they get a heart attack.
Hmm.
क्योंकि उस वक्त हार्ट को जितना ब्लड पंप करना चाहिए वो नहीं कर पा रहा
नहीं होता है. Hmm.
है ना.
So I go one step further, Pinaki. Can we say that the devil and I mean Satan and Samaritan, the devil and
don't
the
don't don't get into any such thing. कोई जरूरत नहीं है, इसकी कोई जरूरत नहीं.
I mean, no,
एक्चुअली
I mean, just hear me
एक्चुअली
out.
कोई
Who
जरूरत नहीं है.
exists within us? So, subconscious mind is the good, the Samaritan, and conscious mind is the devil who is creating all the noise
See,
and who
that
is
is your
creating all
meaning making. Don't attach any meaning to them. The point is, this is it. ऐसा ही है. बात खत्म. It has nothing to do with devil or good or bad or evil or Samaritan. कुछ नहीं है. These two function this way. That's it.
the. So both have their negatives and positives. Are we
कोई
trying to say
नेगेटिव नहीं है, कोई पॉजिटिव नहीं है. They are just like that. पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव आपका मेरा मीनिंग मेकिंग है. जब तक हम इन शब्दों के बारे में पता नहीं था, तब हम जिंदा नहीं थे क्या? तो these are just this. It is just this is it. That's it. You don't need to attach any meaning to them, whether this is good, bad, positive,
that?
negative. Really
According
doesn't
to
matter.
you, what helps you slip into that state of non-thinking? What happens?
I
I
don't
have
know. How do I know?
identified. So I have
Nobody
identified
can
it.
explain it. Nobody could
I,
explain it.
I I did explain it, no? I mean, at the start of the discussion, I did explain a
Nobody could
sense of
explain it. A
no, hear me out. A
non-thinking state is a
sense
state
of,
where you are unable to think, Devi. Again, don't confuse.
but it is coming from the senses. So the
That
sense of
is your meaning
satisfaction,
making,
the
ना.
sense of
वो तो आप अपने मीनिंग बना रहे हो, शायद उस टाइम पे ऐसा होता है, लेकिन नॉन
नहीं,
थिंकिंग.
I am talking purely from experience.
How can you experience your non-thinking state? Come on.
After
Non-thinking state is a
after coming out into
non-thinking
coming out of the
non-thinking state is a state when you're not thinking about it at all.
Pinaki, it is difficult for me to explain, but hear me.
Even then,
When I've just, listen, hear me out. When I've just slipped into the non thinking state, there's a brief, like a nano millisecond, where I experience that thinking state, that it is
you
coming out
cannot
of that
you
sense of
cannot experience
satisfaction
that.
and love.
You cannot
I
even
did
experience that,
experience it.
Devi.
I did
Non
experience it.
अगर वो नॉन थिंकिंग ही है तो आप कैसे एक्सपीरियंस इट?
No, I'm not saying non thinking. You hear me out. in that say suppose if I'm in a 10-minute non-thinking state, that 1 minute is of not being in that non-thinking state help me realize that the source, what is the source? You understand? It's beautiful. That's the beauty. That's the beauty.
Hello.
Out of the
non
10 minutes, 1 minute.
non-thinking
Pinaki, I
mind.
want to add something here.
हाँ
Any
बोलिए
kind of thinking comes out of a certain kind of feeling. And when we are in non-thinking mode, there is not a certain kind of or any kind of feeling. So there is no feeling, it means there is no thinking. So we cannot explain it. Means for Debbie, it can be a different kind of experience or feeling she wants to tell us.
I'll exactly explain what I experienced. So now I'm taking a proper example as to what I experienced. So I took, so say suppose 10 minutes, okay, I was in the non-thinking state. So the first minute, after the first minute of non-thinking was over, the second minute I slipped briefly into the state of feeling, the feeling of love, peace, joy. Okay. And at the third minute, and from the third minute to the 10th minute, again, I was in the non thinking state. But so out of the 10 minutes, that second minute, okay, the first minute I was in the non thinking state. From the third minute to the 10th minute, I was in the non thinking state. And the second minute, I just briefly slipped into the thinking state just to realize what is the source of those 9 minutes. Understood, Pinaki? Is what my experience is.
how can I understood how can I understand Tell me.
Please experience it so that you can understand.
How can I experience it?
I pray to the Almighty that each one of you gets a
How can I
chance.
experience it? How can you even experience it when you are in a non-thinking state? That means you're not thinking anything at all. How can you experience it?
I'm telling you that out of the 10 minutes, 9 minutes practically I was in the non-thinking state, but that 1 minute out of those 10 minutes, I was not in which I was not in the non-thinking state. I experienced the source.
How did you know this? आपको कैसे पता
It's a
चला कि ऐसा
feeling.
ही है?
It's a feeling. I felt it.
आपको
I
कैसे
sensed
पता
it.
चला? आपको कैसे पता चला कि उस टाइम पे वैसे फील कर रहे थे?
Because I sensed it. अभी वो
How
कैसे
did you
पता चला
sense?
means
How did you sense it?
feeling, feeling, my subconscious,
If
as
you're
you're
not
saying.
thinking about it, how did you sense it?
So I never said that 1 minute I was thinking about it, but just that 1 minute out of 10 minutes, and that 1 minute helped me realize the source of
How
the
did you know that?
9 minutes.
How did you
Huh?
know that?
I
How did you
just
know
slipped
that?
into it. I didn't do anything consciously. This was happening at a subconscious level.
How
I
did
just
you know
slipped
that?
into it.
How
Huh?
did you know that?
How did I know what?
जो आप बता रहे हो that you got into that state. आपको पता कैसे चला?
Because at a conscious level, I slipped into that state of thinking again.
How do you know that? Yes. So when you are in the thinking state, only then you can think about it. When you are in a non-thinking state, you cannot think about it. As
So I'm
simple as
telling
that.
you now, from when I transitioned from the first minute to the second minute, I slipped into that thinking state, but just for that brief 1 minute, and then from the transition from the second to the third minute was again going back from the thinking to the non-thinking state, and that is
ये,
beautiful
ये
because this is not possible. I mean, this is not. I mean, exactly. It might be sounding like very stupid to you or something unrealistic, but I'm telling you, I experienced it.
I'm not denying that. My point is, how to know that what was going on during that non-thinking state?
Because I was in that thinking state, so I understood. Yeah,
Ah,
you're right.
yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Now you said it.
Yeah.
Because I was in
Yes.
the thinking state,
Yes.
that's how it is. So
So it
you
is
cannot.
important. Yes. Yeah, it is important. It is
So
crucial. Yeah,
I'm not talking about importance. I'm not talking about crucial. I'm just telling you this is it. Non-thinking is a state when you're not thinking at all.
that's correct.
And even if you're thinking about the non-thinking state, that means you're thinking about it.
And
Thinking.
as
Yes.
soon as we
Yes.
come
Yes.
out of that, we start giving meaning according to our perception.
Ah,
No,
ah.
so basically, I can differentiate between the two states because I've experienced it. So I am very confidently telling you, and I'm telling you with a lot of, I mean, gratitude for
Yeah,
the
we are
divine
not denying,
that I've
Debbie, that
experienced.
we are
Yeah.
agree with you. You
So
are saying right.
I
As soon as you come
explain.
out of that state, you start giving meaning to that particular 9 minute,
Correct.
minute
You're right.
state.
You're right.
Hmm.
So now let me go one step further, Pinaki. So does this mean that I am blessed amongst the many? I'm one of the few who's blessed amongst the many to have experienced this. That
नहीं,
it cannot be done at a conscious level. We just discussed, right?
ऐसा
That
कुछ नहीं है,
consciously you can't go.
ऐसा
So
कुछ
then let's focus as to how we could achieve that state of non-thinking so that it benefits just all of us at all
how
times.
is the thinking partner? Non-think
Ha,
is a state which you
let's
cannot achieve. It happens,
oh
and it happens with every human being. आपने
it happened.
ऑब्जर्व किया,
Okay.
लोगों ने ऑब्जर्व नहीं किया, that's it, but it happens.
Yes,
Many
What I
times
that
feel,
people
is
go blind.
Pinaki, it can
that
be
is
achieved through
so
meditation also, and the only practice is Mon. The
Well,
more
correct,
we
correct,
practice Mon,
correct. That is a very good point, I feel. Yeah, that is a very
well,
good point.
Sakshi,
Yes, Tama.
see, you are going through that state many times throughout the day. The
yeah.
point is कि
But
वो एक ऐसा
deliberately,
state है
if want
जिसको
to achieve that, that can be achieved through practices.
maybe even maintaining silence could help you to reach there. जरूरत नहीं कि उसको उसका नाम मेडिटेशन ही देना है.
My experience says that I didn't have to do anything deliberately. It happened, but it happened. The source of it happening was the feeling, the sense, the sensation and the feeling of satisfaction, satiety, contentment, love,
See,
peace, joy, everything.
all these labels that you're adding, these are all
Hmm.
your thinking.
Oh yes, but I mean that is the
Hmm.
fact for me.
उसको
Matter of fact.
that's what I'm saying. उसको अचीव करने के लिए आपको एक्टिवली कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं. It happens automatically.
Yes, definitely.
Probably what Sakshi is suggesting that हाँ हो सकता है कि अगर आपने if you go into meditative state, chances are high that you might reach there at some point of time. This could
See,
be
Vinaki,
possible.
I was genuinely
But
experiencing a very contented life.
again, consciously you cannot get into a non-thinking state. This is my statement. Consciously you cannot get into a non-thinking state. Non-thinking state is a state which happens. Consciously, probably you can just give it a shot. Hey, acha, let me slow down
Yes,
my
that's
thinking.
why I use the word spontaneously. It
Eh?
occurs spontaneously, but if we deliberately want to make it occur, then we can practice.
So deliberately, the probably only thing that you can do is just मैं बोलता हूँ कि think slow, think less, think smart. That you can do. आप thinking process को slow कर दो, number of thoughts को
Yes,
count
yes,
उसको आप कम कर
yes.
दो.
We have to control the senses.
Yeah, that is how we
Limited seeing,
go to
limited
sleep.
hearing, limiting, yes, everything in limit, yes. And
See,
that's why we
meditation
reach
क्या है?
the silence.
Meditation क्या है? Meditation है कि आप you are consciously getting into a sleep state.
Yeah.
That is what meditation is all about. कि मैं consciously effort डाल रहा हूँ. So though I'm meditating, some part of my consciousness is working at that point of time. That is what meditation is. The difference between meditation and sleep इतना ही है कि some part of your consciousness is aware that you are getting into a sleep state. इसीलिए जैसे डीप स्लीप में क्या होता है, वी गेट इनटू अ स्टेट जहाँ पे हमें पता तक नहीं होता कि हम जिंदा भी है या नहीं. देयर आर डिफरेंट लेवल्स ऑफ थॉट्स, अल्फा बीटा ऐसा होता है. तो डीप डीप स्लीप जो होता है दैट्स अ स्टेट ऑफ डेल्टा.
Yeah.
तो हम उस स्टेट को अचीव कर सकते हैं थ्रू मेडिटेशन. डेल्टा इज द स्टेट व्हेन एक्चुअली नो थिंकिंग इज हैपनिंग.
So
आपको पता
Pinaki,
तक
that
नहीं कि
is
आप
the
सोच रहे हैं.
ultimate meditation.
हाँ, तो the point is that consciously you cannot get into a non-thinking state. Non-thinking state मतलब आप कुछ सोच ही नहीं रहे हो, आपको पता भी नहीं कि आप सोच रहे हो. Anyway, good discussion. But just stay with this thought. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. कि ऐसा ही है, मैंने ऐसा ही एक्सपीरियंस किया है, and this is right. Let me give you a point.
No, no,
10
this
minute,
was a healthy discussion and we enjoyed it.
No,
uh,
I'm
10 minute,
coming
1
from a place
minute,
where I
10 minute,
wanted
1
and I
minute.
will.
ऐसा नहीं है. What you can
नहीं, in the
instead,
sense,
you can take people into that state. बोलो चलिए एक काम करते हैं. Let's do this thing for next 5 minutes, and then we let people
yeah.
actually experience it.
So I'm coming from
Otherwise
that
क्या
place
हम
and I'm trying to think that how I could help others experience what I did experience. My
Nobody.
mind is already there.
So what you can do that, let us do this. You can ask for some activity suggestion. Otherwise, क्या हो रहा है? Whatever you are suggesting, na, people are thinking about it. They cannot get into a non-thinking state by listening to whatever you are saying or whatever you are trying to establish. You need to catch yourself there. इसलिए मैंने conversation start किया था कि observe that are you suggesting or are you advising or are you recommending.
Yeah, music also helps, Pinaki.
हाँ,
I'm just praying at this moment. If you have to ask me honestly, I'm praying that each one experiences.
don't do that.
Yeah, because I'm wishing something good for each and everyone, all of you.
हाँ,
I mean, at
लेकिन
least
लेकिन
to
उसको establish करने के लिए आपको कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं. You can
okay,
take
fine, yes.
people through that experience.
But how? I don't know. You can help me.
The way you
I
reach
would
there,
love to. I would love
the
to, but
way
I
you
don't
reach
know
there,
how.
the way you reach there.
It
Ab-
happened for me, it just happened for me.
exactly. That's what even Sakshi was saying. It is spontaneous.
I
वो
mean,
experience.
okay, I can explain. I was just overtly grateful towards the divine. So if we start with that one thought, grateful towards the divine for just everything that is around in your life. See, today, I have nothing in life, but I will say that I have everything in life today. So
ऐसा
don't you
कुछ
feel
नहीं है. ऐसा कुछ
I
नहीं.
mean,
Again,
so
again.
that's the beauty, no? Like two weeks back, maybe I've evolved. Even in the past 1 week, I have evolved. Don't you feel so? Because I've spoken to you in the past 1 week. So past 1 week, I had not attained the
We
self-realization.
evolve every moment, Debbie, I feel.
See, हर एक
Yeah,
के साथ ऐसा हो रहा
I'm not getting into the details, Sakshi, but Pinaki, you understand what I'm trying to say, right? I have evolved as a person because today, even I don't have so many things like a normal person does, like family, husband, child. See, today, to be very frank, my mother is also not with me. She is gone on a trip for 3 days. I'm alone. I'm home alone. Okay. And last time when I was home alone, I was a ball of fear. But today, I'm happy with
है.
myself.
चलो, let's stay here. So this conversation is going in a different direction altogether.
Yeah.
So you don't need to establish anything. The
So
point is that
so it happened for me. It happened for me. So I don't know how I can create it for somebody. Okay. I'll
हाँ,
sum it up
तो
saying it happened for me. So I don't know when you say that create it for somebody, I really don't know. I don't have the answer.
yes, so non-thinking state is a state which you cannot create for anybody. Nobody can do it for themselves also.
Yes,
It happens
yes,
automatically.
correct.
एकदम से आप उस state
Absolutely.
पे चले जाते हो. And when you did that state, you cannot explain anything
So
what is
then what is
happening
the
in that
best thing
state.
I can do is I can just pray, right, to the Almighty that the feeling that I experienced, I mean, I went through, help others also experience like me. I'm blessed. So I want others to achieve. So I can only pray if I can't create it or if I can't do anything actively or consciously. That's why I
Yes, you
come
can
back
do
to
that.
saying, yeah, that I prayed, that I'm praying now also, and I will pray.
Good. Now you design a course on this. You have got a half an hour
Wow.
discussion. Okay.
with your enlightenment.
Then you don't need to pray. Now you can actually direct. You can actually tell people that. So you just need to do this, and you can achieve that. You don't need to pray.
I can brainstorm about this more. I will have to.
सिर्फ प्रेयर से आप लोगों को कुछ दे नहीं सकते. लोगों को देने के लिए आपको कुछ करना पड़ेगा.
Yes, that's true.
You
That's
have to
true.
interact with them. You have to take out time. You have to talk to them. You have to take them to that state so that they can also experience whatever you are sharing.
But I'm not that enlightened that I could actually do that. So I'm
That's a
thinking.
different thing. This is your
Yeah.
thinking that you are not enlightened. लेकिन आप इतने enlightened हो कि you are having this conversation for last 36 minutes. है ना? तो catch yourself whatever you are saying.
Okay. Thank you.
अगर आप enlightened नहीं हो तो चुपचाप रहती, कुछ बोलती नहीं.
Yes, I am. I have achieved bliss. I mean, I've experienced what it is to feel true bliss. Yes.
चलो,
I'm,
okay.
yeah.
So we have one more chapter left. We'll read it next Sunday. That is a summary of the whole book. You can read it on
Yeah,
your own
it's
also.
very fantastic one and gist of the whole book.
Yeah.
And I want to say, Pinaki, a big thank you to everyone who's present here, because if this conversation wouldn't have started, if all these people around me today, I really thank them. I'm very grateful to them. I thank them profusely, because if this conversation wouldn't have started in this particular manner, that, people saying that, oh, how can you stop your thinking? I wouldn't have realized that I have experienced something so beautiful. It took me back. It took me 10 years back. And I mean, and it was all thanks to each one of you, that because of each one of you, because of the discussion that you started with, it
See,
helped
even
me realize
even
what I
even
experienced.
let me share frankly that if you have noticed that over last 2 3 sessions I am joining the session a little late, at least after 15 20 minutes. Did you notice that? 20 to 25 minutes.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes,
Around 7.
You know,
deliberately you are doing that.
deliberately. क्योंकि देखो, I'm having this thinking कि the moment I'm in the session, no,
Everybody have
I'm
quiet.
controlling the whole thing.
Yes, 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 yes.
सब कुछ
Everybody.
मैं कंट्रोल कर रहा हूँ. मैं लोगों
But
को
I won't do that. You know that I won't do that. I am the only odd man out. You know it well.
anyway, so see, observe that मेरा thinking क्या कह रहा है. मेरा thinking कह रहा है कि नहीं,
Let
अगर मैं
people speak out.
हाँ, so I'm also victim of that thinking and I'm very clear about that, and I'm observing कि वो 20 25 मिनट में सोच क्या रहा हूँ, मेरे दिमाग में चल क्या रहा है. I'm actually observing what is going on in my head. मैं खुद उस चैप्टर को खुद पढ़ रहा
So you
हूँ, देख
become the
रहा हूँ.
butterfly, Pinaki, NLP butterfly, and you observe people what they are doing in the room.
मैं ऑब्जर्व करने का मौका कहाँ मिल रहा है, because I'm
uh,
not in the room.
uh,
I'm just
but
observing myself.
mindfully,
हाँ
ऐसा कर रहे होंगे अभी.
हाँ, naturally that is the thinking which is going on. कौन कौन आया होगा, क्या क्या डिस्कशन चल रहा होगा. So, and now the funny part is that this is all what I am thinking, and that is not happening.
Yeah.
So true.
So that is not
Pinaki ji,
happening.
do you have the number of Mangala ji?
है ना, अपने ग्रुप में ही तो है, अपने संडे वाला ग्रुप, उन्होंने कई मैसेजेस पोस्ट किए हैं.
Okay, actually, I want to have a conversation with her regarding the French language.
हाँ हाँ, आप बात कर लीजिए.
Mhm.
उनका नंबर है
Uh,
ग्रुप में ही.
and good news for you, Pinaki. Yesterday, I played the second version of my flute playing. So today,
क्या
I will
बात,
share that in group.
Wow,
बहुत अच्छी.
Sakshi, congratulations, Sakshi.
Thank you,
And we
thank you.
are eager to hear you.
आप कैसे कैसे लोगों का थिंकिंग ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो. लाइक इन दिस केस, लाइक व्हेन साक्षी इज सेइंग, नाउ आई कुड हैव आस्क्ड यू, सो व्हाट्स द बिग डील, एंड नाउ यू गेट इन द थिंकिंग मोड.
Yes, that's a great big deal for me, Pinaki. And through this philosophical discussion, I'm feeling that there should be something light. The mood
Yeah,
should be light. That's why I asked permission from you to share in the group. Otherwise, I could keep it to myself only. Debbie said, "Na, how can I share, those happiness or those light things
हाँ,
with others?" That's why I asked the permission.
absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, that's
So
nice, Sakshi. Yeah,
यहीं पे
that's
वो
so
डिफरेंस है, द थॉट एंड द थिंकिंग. लाइक व्हेन यू टुक इट ऑन कि नहीं, अब तो मैं शेयर करके ही रहूंगी. दैट इज द थॉट पार्ट कि लेट मी जस्ट गो एंड जस्ट डू इट. एंड जब तक आप उस मोमेंट तक नहीं पहुंचे, देन यू आर थिंकिंग, मैं बात करूं ना करूं, बात करूं ना करूं, करने से
yes,
क्या होगा, नहीं होगा.
yes,
that is
yes.
that is that is the only thing that you and I need to observe. Okay, how by default you and I am getting into that thinking trap, and how it is impacting my way of living, my quality of life, uh, my health. Just observe the outcome of those
So
thinking.
Yeah,
essentially,
that's
thoughts
why
are
there was a
healthy.
chapter clarity kills confusion. तो clear पूछ
Hmm.
लेना ही better है ना. Otherwise confusion में अरे करूँ नहीं करूँ, share करूँ नहीं करूँ, पूछ लेना चाहिए था, कर देना चाहिए था.
Exactly,
अपन को
exactly,
Someone has
करना
to
नहीं
say.
है.
exactly. इसका एक बहुत प्यारा सा तरीका है, and that तरीका is that I just want to share something. You start with this statement. बोल
Huh?
डालो, I
Hmm.
just want to share something.
Okay.
You interrupt the conversation and start with this statement, I just want to share something. And then whatever you want to share, you just share and get yourself free from it.
I do that, Pinaki. I'm
Otherwise
doing it on a
वो
regular basis.
अदरवाइज वो
See,
थिंकिंग चलता ही रहेगा
yeah,
कि कब
and
बोलूं कब
yeah, and
बोलूं
you know
कब
what
बोलूं
happens? Because fear of judgment comes in the way. But you know what? I have given up on the fear of judgment. कि कोई
हाँ
क्या सोचेगा मैं उसके साथ शेयर करूंगी तो मैं I'm shameless. I'll use the word shameless because I am shameless and I'm happy today because of that.
हाँ
You
दैट्स
want to
इट
know?
वर्क्स
Yeah, yeah. You want
खाली
to know
खाली
the
एक
reason of
चीज
my
ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा
contentment?
कि
Yeah.
जैसे माय वाइफ टेल्स मी दैट आप बस एक चीज ध्यान रखिएगा दैट दिस इज अ सपोर्टिंग क्वेश्चन दैट शी टेल्स मी जब मैं लोगों को बोलता हूँ कि विद दिस न्यू अवेयरनेस व्हाट डू सी पॉसिबल फॉर योरसेल्फ she just adds one more thing that whatever I see possible for myself, that should not be something that could hurt somebody.
Hurt someone, yeah, the same thing. Whether
No,
it is going to add happiness to them or
huh.
not.
And just say it in the shortest possible way. दो sentence, तीन sentence बोलो, and then you seek permission whether they want to listen on this more or not. Otherwise क्या होता है जानते हैं? You create that conversation into इसको हम बोलते हैं verbal vomiting. Verbal
Verbal
Yes,
vomiting,
diarrhea.
means it should
diarrhea
not be a
kind.
pylon on someone else,
So you need to
right? Is
catch
what you're
yourself. You need to catch yourself. It is not that every time you have to prove your point to somebody.
Yes, yes, yes,
Just
that's
start the
true.
conversation. मुझे ऐसा लगता है आपने शुरू किया 2 मिनट बोला just leave it. Let's see the reaction of the people. If there is somebody who is thinking or who is actually looking forward to discuss more on that, only then you open your mouth. Otherwise कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं वहीं पे जाके छोड़ दो क्योंकि आपको पता है कि अभी आप कुछ भी बोलोगे लोग सुनेंगे नहीं but you will keep on putting your effort to prove your point.
Huh.
You
So
just
you should not be in that effort to prove your point. There's no need to
yeah
prove.
no way
Just
no way
state it. Just
हाँ
state it.
just state it बोलो कि मुझे ऐसा experience हुआ that's it let people find be curious to ask you what happened when you were going to that stage then you go and talk about it again two sentence three
Okay.
sentences and
Yes.
then let see आप जो बोल रहे हो ना अगर बंदा सुन ही नहीं रहा है तो क्या फायदा बोलने
Oh, yes, it's a waste of your energy,
है ना
of my energy.
yeah so that you need to realize that at that point of time you are not adding any value to that person's life you
Correct.
are vomiting और वो सोच रहा है कि कब ये वॉमिटिंग बंद हो क्योंकि मैं भी बैठा हुआ हूँ मेरे पास कोई चॉइस नहीं तो डोंट क्रिएट दैट स्टेट ऑफ वॉमिटिंग इसको इमोशनल वॉमिटिंग बोलते हैं या डायरिया
Mm.
जैसे साक्षी तो बोल रहा है आई कॉल इट इमोशनल वॉमिटिंग ईवी सो ऑब्जर्व दैट व्हेन यू आर इनटू दैट स्टेट ऑफ इमोशनल वॉमिटिंग व्हेन यू आर इनटू दैट स्टेट एक्चुअली आपको कोई सुन नहीं रहा है दे आर अवॉइडिंग दे आर वेटिंग कि आप कब बंद करोगे आप टैप
Mm.
है ना सो बी अ स्मार्ट ऑब्जर्वर किसी को सिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है कोई ज्ञान देने की जरूरत नहीं है you just put your point in a way such that it stands out as a point कि हाँ ये भी एक दृष्टिकोण हो सकता है that's it you get my point so
Yes.
be that smart people smart is all about speaking less and making sure that your point is getting there where you want to put it where you are targeting वहां तक वो पहुंचना चाहिए and it has to reach there in just 2 to 3 sentences not 20 or 30 sentences or 200 or 300 sentences ठीक है सी आई एम रिकॉर्डिंग दीज सेशंस नॉट फॉर मी बट फॉर यू आप खुद का वर्जन सुनो आपने जो कुछ बोला सुनो एक बार सुनो 2 बार सुनो 3 बार सुनो एट सम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम यू विल ऑब्जर्व दैट यू आर इमोशनली वॉमिटिंग एंड पीपल डोंट लाइक इट तो लाइक आई हैव बीन थ्रू दैट फेज तो मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया कि जब ऐसा सिचुएशन आता है मैं बहुत ज्यादा बोलता हूँ तो शायद 90% बकवास है टू प्रूव माई 10%. So just be a good observer about yourself. दूसरों को ऑब्जर्व करे ना करे खुद को ऑब्जर्व कर and the best way to do it is to listening to your own recordings. खुद का रिकॉर्डिंग सुनो 2 बार सुनो 3 बार सुनो ask yourself that Will I listen to my recording once again? Is it really so exciting, so insightful? And you'll discover that it is not. Hardly say 2 to 3%, maybe 5% of it is useful. Rest of it is just scrap. It's useless. उसकी जरूरत ही नहीं थी, है ना? So the recordings I do is not for everybody. It is only for those who are speaking in the session.
Yes.
जैसे मैं खुद का सेशन में खुद सुनता हूँ, खुद का रिकॉर्डिंग में खुद सुनता हूँ, मैं सुनता हूँ उस वक्त मैंने क्या बोला था, what was my observation at that point of time, how did it help me first, then how did it help you? Because if I don't get benefited out of it, how can I take the carry on the benefit for somebody else?
So I spoke too much in this session, so I definitely have to hear the recording
हाँ,
and then do my edits.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
then do my edits. Yes, I get the point. Yes,
ठीक
thank
है,
you. Yes,
चलो,
yes.
all right, make your day
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.